cute.
Oh, thank you.
I have drink water as well. As well.
After you.
I forgot when I say mine.
You
Is it
go
bum
first.
bum bum bum?
And after you.
Hey guys, it's MerseyGirls.
Welcome to the second episode of
BeHeard with MerseyGirls.
So today the topic we're going to be discussing is self-harm. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in your stories. We really appreciate your honesty and how brave you are. It means a lot to us that you're willing to tell us your stories. Keep them coming, and thank you to everyone last week for your stories. We did read them all and we hope you're all okay, and thanks to everyone watching and commenting. It really means a lot to us.
We definitely realised in the comments, didn't we, that people were letting us know that all the stories that we chose were from girls and not boys. And we just wanted to let you know that all of the issues that we're discussing can happen to anyone who, any gender, at any point in their life. We don't have a huge male following, so that's probably why we didn't have a good selection of stories, but the topics that we're discussing, we're going to try and make them as varied as possible so everyone can get involved.
Yeah. Do you think boys are maybe less confident to speak out because they feel slightly embarrassed?
Yeah, I definitely agree and say I think that they think they might get bullied at like some point because they will be seen as weak.
Yeah.
Because they're saying it, which I think's wrong.
Yeah, they don't want to like ruin their big tough kind of
persona.
Yeah, but I think like you kind of show that you're like more like tough and you're more strong if you do talk about your emotions.
Yeah, like we would really respect you and be inspired by you if you did. Definitely.
So where do we start with self-harm? We are really pleased to say that it's getting a lot of media attention recently, because I think it's been noticed that it's really on the rise amongst teens and young people.
Yeah, like we were listening to the radio the other day, and it was Radio City, I think, which is one of our local radios, and they were having this massive discussion on self-harm, and it was a girl explaining her story, so it's definitely getting out there. And
That's good.
Yeah, it was really good that it's starting to become a discussion.
And I think something that we would strongly advise is that you just speak out and you can be heard, because by talking about it you may find a recurring pattern of what's triggering you to self-harm, and that way you can try and find a different way of releasing that pain and sadness. And it was really sad to find that I think a report said that those who self-harm are more likely to commit suicide.
It's so sad.
We really need to stop it.
Yeah, it's a topic that really needs addressing before this happens.
Definitely.
When we were researching it, we found loads of interesting articles that relate to reasons why people might self-harm, and we actually found it was quite a bit about controlling your emotions, and it was a sort of release for a lot of people. So I've got some like quotes from articles here. So one says, self-harm can be thought of as a morbid form of self-help. So in other words, people are using it to help them get through their pain. And research has shown that the main function of self-harm is affect regulation. So that means like managing their chaotic and they're quite like frightening feelings. And one more said, for children who have experienced abuse and mistreatment, self-harm can be a method of externalizing internal wounds by showing this on the surface of the body.
It's really
So
sad.
to me that seems like it's not as simple as it seems to some people. And people always say it comes across as like attention seeking. And I once had a friend who self-harmed, and she'd always like have her arms out where all her scars was and try and be like in people's faces with it, and it can be hard not to be like, oh, she's just attention seeking, but you have to realise that maybe that's a cry for help, and she wants people to notice to get the help that she needs.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that just proves how sad it is that you need to like show them off just to try and get help. But we have looked through all your stories, and we've each picked out ones that we thought did show different examples of self-harm and ways to deal with it. We didn't pick any because they were better or worse than any other ones. We just picked them because we felt, again, that it was a variety of different ones. So would you like to go first?
Yeah. So the story that I found was about a girl who actually experienced bullying, which we did a video on last week, so make sure to check that out. She said that the bullying really had a huge impact on her mental health, and basically she felt as though the only thing she had control over was self-harming, so I guess that was her cry for help. People in her year found out, and a lot of people supported her, which was really nice to hear. But people in her class actually said, why bother self-harm, you might as well kill yourself. So yeah.
That must make someone feel so upset.
So low.
Yeah, and loads of them that I read were people who self-harm because of bullying.
Yeah.
It's just such a horrible thing. So that's why we need to try and put an end to bullying, because it can lead on to stuff like this.
Definitely. There was a positive ending though. She said that she still struggles with mental health and it's still an everyday battle, but she tries to have a positive mindset and she knows that the people around her love and care for her. She said that she wanted people to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which I think is really a nice ending, and we really are inspired by you for that.
And we hope there is definitely a light at the end of the
tunnel. There is, and it might be a really long tunnel, but there is a light.
So my story was about a girl, and she was born when her mum was 24 weeks pregnant, so obviously that is like quite early. But that meant that she had to have heart surgery, but they ended up breaking a vocal cord, so her voice is very like husky, and everyone sort of like takes the mickey out of her for that, and so she did get like bullied a bit because of it. And then in year 7 she said it got a lot worse, to the point where she did start to self-harm, but the school said that they wouldn't let her back into the school until she was stable enough, and so she went to sort of like a special ward where she was like safe and could sort of get better. She said in year 11 it still carries on, but I am getting stronger because of dance. And she actually said when she saw us on Britain's Got Talent, it moved her so much, and like that our story was amazing and things like that, which is very nice. And it made her realise that no matter what anyone says, I am me and I can't change that, and the way I realise that was through dance, and it is helping me every day. So again, it's a really, really nice ending.
Yeah, it's really nice. So again, it was bullying that led to it.
And it shows that like sport can really have a positive impact on people's lives, and that is something else that we would advise.
Because it could also like take your mind off it, not just like releasing your emotions, it like makes you forget.
And it gets you out of the house if you don't feel like getting up. So.
Well, I'd say keep going, keep dancing, and do whatever you can to make you happy, because that's all we want is for you all to be happy. So
thank you for your story.
So my story was from, she's very young, and she actually started self-harming at age 8, which is so shocking, so young. Like I didn't even know what it was when I was that young. And at first she just did it because it was when she got down, she did it. And then again she found dance, which helped her through that, which was great. But then she got an injury, which meant that she couldn't dance anymore, which is something that I really do relate to, and it can make you feel really down. But unfortunately she had to quit dance in the end, and she had to do less netball because of this injury. So she turned back to self-harm, and it's worsened as she's gone into year 10, so she's done it for a lot of time in her life. And now she's basically feeling a lot better because she told her best friend, and her best friends helped her out and made her speak to her parents. Really so now she's feeling a lot better and hasn't done it because she spoke up. She says she does, what's that word say? Where is it? Relapse. She relapses sometimes, so does that mean like she does it again sometimes? Yeah, but she's definitely doing it a lot less because she spoke up.
That's really good.
And that's just proving everyone needs to try and speak up, because like she said, it can really help you.
Yeah, she's like living proof that if you speak up,
and be heard.
And again, dancing helped her through it.
So my story is again another girl, because I couldn't find any boys who had sent a story, but her dad passed away when she was 7, and she's 12 now, and people criticise her, saying that she's not normal because her dad passed away, and they said that he probably never passed away and it's all in her head, and that she should go join him in hell and kill herself.
That is really bad.
Which, I was like,
that's
whoa.
so sad.
And she said one day she went home from school, she thinks she was like 8 at this point, and she went into her bedroom and cried for hours, and then she went downstairs and got some water and dropped glass and picked a piece of broken glass up and started scratching herself with it. She has marks on her legs, her arms, her face, her neck. She started bleeding once, and her mum came into her room, and her mum just hugged her and like she'd seen that she was self-harming, and now she goes to counselling, which has helped her loads. She's still like is struggling, but it's helping her speaking again. So.
Yeah, I saw a few that because of like relatives and friends passing away, that's why they started self-harming, which is, it's really understandable why you're so upset, but we definitely again just recommend telling someone before it gets so bad that you feel like you need to harm yourself.
And even though it might not have felt good that your mum came in and saw you doing that, it was probably the best thing that could have happened to you, because then you just need your mum's support with everything you do, and now that you're going to a counsellor, that's amazing news, and keep going. to keep pushing
Yeah,
because
so
you'll get better.
Both of our stories were people who ended up, well, yours didn't speak out but got found, and then mine spoke out and they got the help they needed because of that. So it's definitely great if you can just build up the courage to speak out. There was something that I read and it really upset me. It said that her best friend told her that she self-harms, and it was like sworn to secrecy that she couldn't tell anyone. So she doesn't know whether she should tell her parent or like a school counsellor or someone, or speak up about it so she can help her friend, or keep her friend's promise and not tell anyone. So it's a hard situation, because in that situation I'd want to help my friend and tell someone, but then at the same time you don't want to break their promise and break their trust.
Yeah, well, like, I can really relate to that story because I had a really good friend in year 11 and she was self-harming, and every night she was telling me she wanted to kill herself, and it's quite a lot of pressure on the other person, so for you that must be quite a lot of pressure knowing that your best friend does it. But I thought, I can't like keep knowing that she's going to kill herself or wants to kill herself, so I took it to the school counsellor, and from then on it was her responsibility to look after her, because I was 17, I didn't know what I was doing. So I definitely suggest probably going to a counsellor, and even if your friend, or going to like your parent or someone who you know you can trust, because even if your friend isn't happy with you, in the long run she will probably understand why you did it, and you'll still be friends, hopefully.
It's hard because you're kind of going to have to betray her trust, but maybe to go around that you could help her through it instead, and you could maybe go with her to a counsellor, or you could tell her parents with her, or even maybe if she advised the girl to write it down to her.
It's hard to speak sometimes, definitely, because when I speak about like stuff when I'm upset, I just cry. So it might be easier to like, write it down.
Just as long as you're with your friend, I think, or like as long as you stand by her, she'll understand.
There's also like with the helplines we've got, instead of telling your friend to ring them, maybe you could ring them for her and explain her situation, so that you're helping and getting another person involved. But
they might give you advice as well.
It's a lot of pressure on a young person's shoulders to carry that weight. So
we understand why it's so hard, but hopefully maybe some of our suggestions could help you.
Yeah, definitely. I've not like done self-harm as such, like cutting, but when I get in one of my like sad days or I get really angry, I do like always, it sounds really stupid, but I punch myself, or I've hit walls, or I bite myself really hard till I dent my skin, and that's just my way of expressing, because it like gets pain through something else, but I wouldn't advise to do that. But in some ways it's kind of better than cutting your own skin, but I think
it's all kind of the same thing. Like my friend who's been through self-harm, her counsellor told her to, because it's kind of, you get ice and you hold it in your hands because it's going to hurt, but it's not actually harming yourself, so you still get like kind of a pain. That was like, her counsellor told her to do that, so that could be something.
Because that way you're still like controlling the pain, but it's not in a
you're not actually harming yourself. It's not dangerous.
You could also maybe just think about it. You know, if you need to get your anger like a stress ball, or
definitely squishies.
You could get like a bit of anger out. Or pain.
I think it's just finding like different ways
to release.
I think maybe we need to be telling you some of these ways. So I'm gonna buy you a stress ball.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you some ice.
Okay, I've got some in the freezer. Maybe I should try that next time.
Because you still get the pain, and just try it out.
Again, we have put helplines in the description below this video if you feel that there's not someone close enough you feel comfortable talking to, as we know that is difficult. But really, we just want you to know that you're not alone, and we support you through everything. You can always message us, and we just hope that you're okay.
Next week, after Cosmopolitan put a... I have no idea what I'm... Next week, after...
Sorry, I got what you meant then, sorry.
Next week, after Cosmopolitan put a larger than usual model on their front cover, it's been getting a lot of media attention. So we've decided to cover the topic of self-image and how that relates to how we should be seen in society, or more how we shouldn't be like told what we should look like in society. So do you think you're too fat or too thin? Do you think you're too ugly, or things like that, which none of you are? But if you have any experiences with this, then feel free to message us again, and we will get your stories across.
And we'll also be sharing our stories with that, because a few of us have experienced that as well. But We're so grateful for all of the suggestions of topics to cover in the comments, and we are looking at them all and researching them all, so keep them coming, guys, and we'll definitely take a look. And don't forget to check out our other weekly video, #ChallengeMerseyGirls, which is out on Wednesday. It's a hilarious video, so make sure to check it out. That's all from us today, so thank you for watching.
Bye guys, keep smiling.
Keep smiling.
Every time.
I've got to do it every time.